Hello, faculty and adjuncts. The following is a tutorial on using eClass folders. So there are several steps and I'll run you through them. But basically the premise is that this is going to be able to keep your grades and your students. It will be able to figure out your grade averages and who is absent and who is late. So let's just begin. The first thing you're going to want to do is find the template Excel spreadsheet, which is going to essentially be your eClass folder. So I'm going to go to the email that Professor Lespinasse sent out. It says loaded eClass folder. If you don't have the Excel spreadsheet, you're going to have to get it. I will probably ask Professor Lespinasse or myself to send you out a copy. So I'm going to open that spreadsheet, and at this point you'll see that it's blank. And what we're going to do eventually is put in your name, your course, the section, the semester, the meeting dates, and the rooms. Now you might be asking, where are the students? This is where it gets a little bit more complicated. We are going to need to put in the CUNY ID and the name of the student. We are going to get this information from CUNY first, download it, copy and paste it into this spreadsheet. So I'm going to go to CUNY first, which I have open here. I'm going to go to the self-service menu. So after you log into CUNY first, I would go to self-service and click on Faculty Center. From Faculty Center, I'm going to use one of my classes as an example. I'm going to click on one of the little people button here where it says class roster if you hover over it for a second. So I'm going to click on class roster. Scroll down a little bit so you can see. So these are the names and IDs we need. See where it says ID in this column and name. But we're not going to copy it from this particular location. So don't attempt to highlight anything. What we're going to want to do is actually download this entire sheet. So what I'll do here is click this little button, kind of has tiny little squares, says download on it. So I'm going to click that download button, and you can see in the right corner there was a link that was saying it was going. I'm going to allow this to occur. By the way, you want to do this in Microsoft Explorer. CUNY first is not very friendly with browsers like Chrome, perhaps Firefox. Let's see. Let's try that one more time. I will hit our little class roster, and we will then click on the box that says download. Okay, now we're cooking. See, it opened up another tab, and it says open, save, or save as. So let's go ahead and click save and open. Okay, yes, I trust this, so we just want to kind of say yes there. And now you see that you have this sheet where you have the ID and the name. You're going to highlight not ID and name, but just starting with the first number and name. We'll highlight all the students in these two columns. Okay, there's a bunch of them. And then I'm going to go ahead up to the top and hit copy. Now I'm going to go to my original spreadsheet. This is the template here. I'm going to put my cursor in this first box. Let's make sure I'm at the top. Yeah, okay. So I'll put this in the first box, and I'm going to highlight this first box as well as the last name box. Once I have highlighted those two, I'm going to right click and I'm going to hit this first paste button. And there are all of my names of the students that I had taken from the previous spreadsheet. From here, if you would like, this will take a few minutes. I'm not going to do it all here, but you can change the column color so it matches back with what you had up here. That's not really the most important part. The most important part is getting the IDs and the names. Then ultimately you will put your instructor name, as mentioned, course and section, the semester, the meeting dates, and the room. I want to show you a couple more things that are in this spreadsheet. Down at the bottom, if you scroll down, and if you double click on midterm, final, or total, you could put the percentage for any of the quizzes or competencies that you log. Also, a must is putting the day and the month. So if this is September 23rd, I'll put 9-23, hit enter, and there's my date. You're also going to want to put your initials. Ultimately, at the end of the semester, this will be all filled out for whatever days that you meet, and then it can be submitted to the college. What I also want to show you on this spreadsheet is a couple formulas are in place. They're already there. You don't have to put them in. So if I put in the letter A as if the student was absent and click, if you go across to where this says total absences, you now see that this student has 1 absence. Likewise, if I put the letter L, okay, and click again, you can now see that it has changed to 1.5. This is because 2 latenesses make 1 absence. So that is one way to quickly see how many absences a student has. Now at the top here, there's a slash for present. But what I'm being told by administration is we're going to accept the letter P. So if you shift P, that would stand for the student being present in class. Putting a slash requires that you double click and actually just takes too long. So that's a little glitch in the program. Additionally, in this set of columns over here where it says class examinations and other grades, you can put in actual grades. There are no real calculations for anything. However, if you see where it says final average, these are just some examples. So for instance, after you've averaged these few rows, let's say the student ends up with an 88, which happens to be in this row 9 here, you can scroll back and see that this student earned a B+ based on the college rules of grading. So these letters that you have here will change, right? They're just examples of what you would get if you put in these different final averages. Now, you're going to want to save your folder. Okay. Ultimately, there is a special naming convention that I will send out to you in an email. But for the time being, what you're going to want to do is just save it. And what I've personally been doing is I've just been putting the course and the section as well as the time. So I've been putting, let's say, Monday at 8:30. Remember, you can't put a colon. It's very easy to later on change the name of your file. So when you receive the secondary email, it'll have the actual naming convention that the college wants each and every folder to be named in a certain way. I'm just going to cancel that because I already have these. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me. It's elobel, it's ELOBEL, at citytech.cuny.edu. I hope this has been helpful for you.